Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you would like to subscribe, you are more than welcome. Today we're going to be making something exciting. We're going to make a tiny little cake for Bluebell's birthday party, and we're using the tiny book of baking for delicious treats, and this comes in the tiny baking set, which we have done a review before, so if you look back through you'll find the review. I'll try and link down to the bottom if I can. So what we're going to do is now I've started filling up my jars, but I haven't put any labels on, but that's what my next job is going to be, so I'm going to do that. I used a little funnel and I just filled them up with the different ingredients. So what we have is we need 10 spoons of the flour. Just checking I got the right spoon. Yep, so we need 10 of these spoons of the flour, and this is the number 1 spoon. So I'm just going to get out the flour and I'm going to put 10 of it in. And then I'm going to use 3 of this small spoon of cocoa. I didn't have cocoa, so I'm using hot chocolate. 1, 2, oh, 3. Oops a daisy. That came out a little bit quick. Okay, let's take a little bit of that out, maybe. Take some of those bits out there, maybe. Put them back in. Okay, so 3 of the half ones. And then we want 1 of these tiny ones of baking powder. That one will go in the jar. No, it won't, so just go careful. Oh! Let's just take that out a minute. 1, 2, 3. Right, let's just get that out, and I'll put some more flour in a minute. That's all the baking powder out, so I need just the tiniest, teeniest, weeniest one. I don't pour very well from these jars. Let's see if we can get it in there. Just a little bit. Right, okay, I'm just going to put half of one in that, because probably another half in there already. Right, okay. Okay, and then we need a tiny bit of salt. So this one I'm not going to pour the salt in. I'm just going to pour a little bit onto my hand, I think, first. Let's see, just get a little bit on my hand. Right, okay, that's probably too much. Just a pinch of it. There we go. Okay, over my shoulder. So all the dry ingredients are in here, and then we need to mix it all in. Get rid of any lumps which might be in there. Now I've had my butter warming for a little while. Put that there. And we have to grease the pans. So I've had this out so that it's been warmed up. We have to grease the 2 large pans. That one's being greased. I don't put too much butter in it. I don't want it to get all there we go. That's okay. I guess just grease those around there like that. Okay, so I've greased the pans, and then you need to put them on the little baking tray, because obviously it's quite difficult to find a hole. So in this bowl we have to put in the brown sugar and the butter, and the brown sugar is 5 spoons of brown sugar. So I'm going to put the 5 spoons of brown sugar in. Dare I do this again? Quite hard actually, because it's quite solid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that back in. 5. Okay, so it's 5 spoons of sugar, and we have to add that to 2.5 of butter. So I've got 1. Push that out. Use the spoon. Add another one. Yeah, 1, 2, and another half 1. Okay. I might want to wear an apron because I'm already quite messy. More messier than I am when I usually cook. Okay, so that's 2.5 spoons of butter, and then like that, Okay. Mix brown sugar and butter and mix them well. Okay. So there it is. I've mixed that in. That's all nice and fluffy. And then we're going to put in the egg, and the amount of egg we need is 1.5 of these spoons. So I've beaten an egg and I put it in this little jug. So I need 1, like that, and 1/2, like that. So it's going in. Right, let's put that in. Let's mix that in well next. I did find it was a bit globbly when I was mixing the butter and the sugar together. The little spoon isn't too bad actually to mix with. It's great fun. There we go, mix in. It's mixed in nicely together. Okay, so next we have to put in the vanilla extract. So here's my vanilla extract, and I'm going to put in 1/8. So I've only got 1/4, so I'm going to have to put in 1/2 of that tiny one. And then I'm being very careful when I'm going to do this one. It's a shame it doesn't just fit in there. I'm going to pour it over here just in case it comes out too quickly. Oops, yeah, that did come out too quickly. Just hope I didn't have it over the thing. And we only want 1/4 of it filled up. That's still a bit deep, but that's better. There we go. So 1/2 of the vanilla extract. I'm going to put the lid back on that one. There we are. And the milk. And how much milk do we need to put in? We need to put in 5 of the milk. That's a lot, isn't it? Okay. Here we go. 1, 2. I need a bit more. I'll go and get some more milk. Okay, and then it just says to mix it well. And we have to add this a little bit at a time, and then just stir that in. Okay. Nice sort of consistency cake mix. It's a little bit fiddly, but actually it's quite fun. I think that doing this with the kids would absolutely adore doing this. Okay, and then it says to divide it between the 2 bun things, bun cases, sandwich tin cases, which is this one and this one. Still a little bit in the bowl, I'll just scrape that out. Just get the knife and use that to just scrape that off the top. Now this knife has got a little metal blade on it, which is quite cool. It's a bit bendy, but it's good. I think you'll be able to cut stuff with it. It's quite good. I'm just going to scrape off the excess and get that all sitting in there. Smooth that top out. There we go. And then we're just going to bake this now in the oven, 177 for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to leave it to cool. So here they are. They've come out of the oven. I've just popped my little knife in, and as you can see, it's come out lovely and clean, so that should be done. So there it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave them to cool in the mould, I think, because they're very fragile, but they seem fine. So I leave them to cool, and then tomorrow I will come back and we will ice them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.